Hello and welcome to the Fantasy Life Show. I'm your host, Ian Hartitz. It is a great day to be great, and it's a great day to get some live draft reps in. Your boy, Ian and Dwain, The Rock McFarland, going over to Real-Time Sports for our chance to win $500,000. All we got to do is draft, the best fantasy football team out of thousands of different entrants. So Dwain and I did previously record this. That's why he is not here right now. But again, guys, really was pleased with how this draft came out. We've gone ahead and basically cut up the different spots throughout the draft. We were discussing strategy, who we ultimately picked, and what we thought about it all. So really do hope you like this episode. And again, want to remind you that you can find tools for your draft over at fantasylife.com. All of our content is always free. Rankings, projections, anything that, again, maybe taking you that extra mile. Make sure you use code Ian for 20% off all of that. So again, very excited about this draft. Thank you guys for joining as always. First, before we get to that, it's time for our DraftKings opening lines. So obviously the Micah Parsons news was the major event over the last day or two here. And yeah, as you guys saw, me, Dwain, and Matthew Freeman, three resident Cowboys fans, had quite the crash out here on the Fantasy Life Show. That said, there was another injury update that actually was going a little bit more under the rug that I wanted to bring up. And that was the reality that Ravens tight end Isaiah Likely could be missing multiple games early on in the season as he continues to recover from the foot injury. So hey, Likely avoiding the IR was good at the end of the day. But when we do have Ravens GM Eric DeCosta saying that they expect him back in the early part of the season, kind of a vague timeline there. You know what I'm saying? So look, I have been trying to get into my week one ranks, and they're actually updated over at fantasylife.com. And guys, the only tight ends I could actively rank ahead of Andrews at this point: Brock Bowers, Trey McBride, and George Kittle. That's it. Dwayne's not here to tell me Tyler Warren should be there. I understand Sam Laporta is a dog in his own right. TJ Hawkinson is going to eat early on this season too, while Jordan Addison is serving his suspension. But Mark Andrews, guys. I understand the first 4 weeks of last season was pretty messed up. Maybe you even happened to rage drop the guy, and then you had to watch him actually start doing better, which made the Horde debacle that much worse. Also had the season-ending drop on the two-point conversion. Wasn't all peaches for Andrews. I get it. Even then, though, career high 11 touchdowns. He was one of ESPN's, I believe actually he was ESPN's number one tight end in terms of open score, which is a good way to quantify separation. And man, 9.8 yards per target, second highest mark of his career. So I do think Andrews, as frustrating as the early part was for last season, that was due to Isaiah Likely, who is no longer in the picture right now. Obviously, he should be back sooner rather than later. Again, early part of the season. Not saying this is going to be the Andrews show for 17 weeks or anything like that. At the same time, we can look at Andrews, someone who really has ripped off one top 5 finish after another in Fantasyland throughout the heavy majority of his career, as the clear-cut tight end one in a passing attack that we know can put up big-time numbers with Lamar Jackson at the helm. So first 4 games for this Ravens squad, we get the Joe Flacco Browns. Could see that actually being a case where, hey, it's going to be a potential shootout. That's actually in week 2. We get the Bills in week 1. You guys don't need me to sell you on that. Lions in week 3 and Chiefs in week 4. So Bills, Browns, Lions, and Chiefs, certainly going to be 4 matchups where I think that game total is going to be approaching 50, if not breezing right past it. Don't be surprised if Mark Andrews is, again, a really big part of that, and someone that you're going to want to have in fantasy lineups of pretty much all shapes and sizes until Likely is back. But enough about that, guys. Let's get into our draft. This has been our DraftKings opening lines. College football fans, it is almost time to fire up the grill, rep your colors, and get loud because Saturdays are about to get electric. And I teamed up with DraftKings Sportsbook to get you in the game with an incredible offer. Right now, new customers who bet just $5 will get $200 instantly in bonus bets. That's right, new customers bet just $5 and then get $200 in bonus bets. All you have to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up using my promo code FANTASYLIFE. The crown is yours. The next great touchdown is coming, and you can bet on it. Stay locked in all season long and use your bonus bets on same-game parlays for a shot at even bigger payouts. Stack bets from one matchup and watch the drama unfold. Love the throw of game day momentum shifts? Well, you can try live betting on in-progress games. DraftKings makes every snap count. And hey, if sports betting isn't live in your state yet, no worries. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports and play for real cash prizes. So here's your play. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, sign up with promo code FANTASYLIFE, and bet just $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code FANTASYLIFE only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Let's make this college football season one to remember. Hello and welcome to another real-time sports stream. Your boy Ian Hartitz back in the lab with Dwayne "The Rock" McFarland, going back to back on this lovely Wednesday evening. Dwayne just had a fun time drafting against some content creators. Fun little draft going on there. You guys should check out the stream and board at the MB Fantasy Live Twitter. Now we are back facing our usual suspects though here. So picking out of the 106 spot, don't mind it. In fact, I kind of like it.
Love it, man. Just picking from the middle. We've seen it actually multiple times now. We've gotten CD Lamb with Puka Nakua. We've gotten CD Lamb with Brian Thomas Jr. You get a chance to really pick off the value. And then the other thing that you've got the capability of doing is reading the board. And so you kind of can read the quarterback runs, you can read the tight end runs if you're not taking one early, just positional runs, period. I think it just puts you in a really good position to, be able to think through each pick and think through what you might have coming back to you versus what might not be there. So I really love picking from the middle, and I also think that the value works out pretty solid as well. For folks that have not checked out the Fantasy Life Championship over at Real Time Sports, it is a 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 2 flex league, full PPR. Historically, I would say about 80% of the time, these rooms go really running back heavy. Occasionally, we do get in a room that goes more wide receiver heavy. So that's the other thing I like picking about picking in the middle. Ian, by kind of round 3, we start to get a feel for that, and we know what it looks like. It's not like it happens, when we're on the turn and we didn't know it was going to be that way. But for the most part, these are pretty running back heavy rooms, and it's something where you and I have gravitated to the running backs early. But when they leave a CD Lamb, which they did not this time, he just went and picked 4. He's a guy we've been taking. Now, I think our question here is 2 picks away from us, or 1 pick away from us. Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey are there. Justin Jefferson and Malik Neighbors are there. What is your leaning in this kind of format? I mean, I like Justin Jefferson and Neighbors. I'm down for both, but I think if Barkley's there, it's an auto pick. The question is CMC versus those 2 receivers.
I'm with you. I want the running back. And
Yep.
honestly, again, if you were trying to sell me on CMC versus Saquon, I think they belong in the
I
same
think it's a
tier
tier.
together.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
have
Me too.
Saquon there, but I know our own Matthew Freeman, I believe, pushed CMC all the way up there too. Might have done so after a few too many Mike's Hard Lemonades at the Dwayne McFarland
There we go.
residence, if you will. So again, guys, we are team Hell's coming with me. Shout out to again the endless quotes going on over there with the one of the greatest movies ever, Dwayne Tombstone.
So we'll take Barkley or CMC. It looks like we could have a timeout here, so that would be Barkley. He
Sure
did
goes
take
Barkley.
Barkley. We're gonna go ahead and grab CMC here, and I love it. CMC, man, the ceiling is still running back 1, guys, even if he's lost a step. I mean, it's just what he does in the passing game, and if there's anything that helps a running back age gracefully, it's your ability to work in the passing game. We saw it all to I would say lesser extent. It was actually pretty awesome. Alvin Kamara on a crappy team last year
Yeah.
was averaging. Now the first 2 weeks the Saints were good, and Clint Kubiak looked like the savior, and then everybody got hurt. And but even with all those injuries, like Alvin Kamara was still out there stacking up, 18 fantasy points per game. So imagine CMC now and Kyle Shanahan's offense with Debo gone, Brandon Ayuk hurt to start the season. You got the easiest schedule in the league. I mean, CMC could easily be the running back 1 overall, and as long as he's healthy, the thing is, I think he's a lock for like 300 to 320 fantasy points. Like, as much as I love Neighbors and I love Jefferson,
Yeah.
like, we're hoping they get to 300 in a PPR. Like, it could be like 270, which would still be real good, 280. So I think you could still be talking about a 50-point difference, in fantasy points just because CMC is so good in the pass game.
And honestly, man, we might be underrating what he could do this year without Debo. I mean,
Yeah.
look, they might give Brian, I'm not saying he's going to give the 50 extra carries Debo is getting per year, but Brian Robinson, I'll tell you what, Dwayne, he's not taking any of those, shorter, lower odd receptions that Debo is going to get. That is going to CMC and George Kittle as well, who we love. But yeah, Christian McCaffrey, guys, again, what if he gets injured? My follow up question. What if he doesn't? Then you have again a guy who literally has been the best running back in NFL history in career PPR points per game. So we are playing for first, not third, not fourth, not fifth. CMC 106 overall. fine by.
And I'm already liking it because Derrick Henry now goes at pick 10 in round 1. So this has the leanings. We'll see. We'll see what happens here with these last 2 picks. But this has the leanings of a potential heavy running back draft, which I would be so okay with. I would love to have Christian McCaffrey, and somehow they push one of these wide receivers back to us. And so we've got Nico Collins or Drake London. I'm happy with both, but I'm elated with Nico Collins, and this guy's really, really taking his time. So I think he's considering Jonathan Taylor. I'm just going to put it into the universe. Jonathan Taylor to Randy Stender. I think that's the name here. Randy Stender, Randy Slender. Oil rigs, Randy. Running backs are going to be gone by the time you pick again. You have to have a running back. You also cannot let this clock time out, because if you do, it's going to auto pick Nico Collins.
He won't.
But he's taking his time, Ian. He's really taking his time here. He's torn between some players. I got Nico, and I've already drafted it. I drafted it so fast. Take your pants off, Ian. Take your pants off. Christian McCaffrey and Nico Collins. And our first 2 picks, guys, this is 3 nights in a row where from the middle spot, we have landed a combo that honestly we just don't expect to get. Let's go. Normally, it's like we can get Drake London. We're really happy about it. Nico Collins is a first-round fantasy draft pick in my mind. I know he is in yours too, Ian. You've drafted even more of him this season. So, yeah, just go off. Tell people why you love Nico Collins.
I have CMC as my 7th ranked player overall and Nico Collins as my 8th. So yeah, Dwain, I'm pretty happy to get them at the 106 and then coming back in round 2.
So, we got to dial in. Can't mess this up, Ian. A lot of pressure.
And hey, honestly, people want to take Puka Nacua, BTJ over him. I'm not gonna, call you crazy, but this is a reason why, again, we wanted to take CMC in round 1, open us up to some of these following wide receivers. Dwayne, we still got, 4 picks in front of us, but honestly, it'd be sweet if one player that we don't have as one of our next 4 off goes here, because the way I'm looking at it, AJ Brown, Ladd McConkey, Omarion Hampton, Travion Henderson, I'd be pretty freaking happy to come away.
I want any one of those players. Yeah, we just need one of them to not go.
Trey McBride consolation prize?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Honestly, I feel cool about trades.
Or Josh Allen.
Devastated. Yeah.
Or Josh Allen. There goes Omarion Hampton. So team 2 has gone Gibbs, Taylor, Hampton. I'll be honest. We have drafted a lot of teams over here. A lot of sites. I don't want to start with 3 running backs, but on this site, I like it. I think it works out pretty well for most of the teams that I see, because of the massive value that falls into rounds 4 to 8 over here on this site. And you can still come back in rounds like 8 to 12. And there goes Josh Allen. So Josh Allen would have been the potential consolation prize as well. And there goes AJ Brown.
So it's going to come down to McConkey and Travion, a choice that we had to make, I believe, last night, and we ended up going with Travion.
Yeah. What do you want? I kind of lean to maybe doing Ladd this time, and maybe if we're willing to take James Conner in round 4. Ian's like,
that's my response.
Ian's response is, let's take Travion Henderson here and Tet McMillan in round 4.
Oh my goodness. Well,
you do have to look at your 2v2s.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing. When people saw we passed McConkey last night, which I know feels weird, but it really comes down to how the wide receivers fall in these, and the running backs don't.
Trey McBride, just not it for you. Again, Tyler Warren's later. We've seen tight ends really free fall here. I'm okay waiting that tight end.
He took Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have all 3: Travion Henderson, Trey McBride, and Ladd McConkey.
So I think it's very unlikely that Travion makes it back. That said, every single team there has a ton of running backs. This room has been a little wonky. There's no way Ladd comes back. We're probably not.
You're not getting any of these. You need to pick the one you want.
I think you're right.
And I'm fine. To be clear, I'm fine going with McConkey on this one. We've taken a lot of Travion. You just have to realize, this kind of puts us potentially on a hero running back build instead of some of the builds we've had. Now, again, we like the wide receiver value that comes back to us, man. I don't know that Tet McMillan is ultimately going to be T-Mac, is going to be that far from Ladd McConkey.
You know what we love doing, Dwayne? We love drafting
Henderson.
Trevion Henderson. Let's take us some Trevion Henderson.
Done.
It is a situation where, again, when Dwayne puts it in the idea of, hey, are we going to be comfortable taking James Conner in round 4? No, I'm not. I would be surprised if we're not going to be seeing some names like DeAndre Swift and James Conner in round 4.
We might not even get James Conner in round 4. We see him go at the beginning of round 4.
Hey, CMC
immediately right after we pick, James Cook goes.
Yeah. And honestly, James Cook right there next to Henderson. We do have a tier break, kind of the way we're working off it, but I don't necessarily fault that. But man, it does come down to the wide receivers that we usually see fall. Again, we've said it. It's been kind of both Dwayne and I's key points in all of our strategy. And, we've been preaching to you guys this whole time. Leaving the first 3, worst case 4 rounds with 2 running backs. It's just as tempting as it is to get someone like Ladd. You heard us. I was pretty much in on it, but it just comes down to, again, having been in these moments.
It's these rooms.
We're going to see a ton of wide receivers in these middle rounds. We're not going to see many running backs.
There's going to be rooms where, like, different sites where we would have picked Ladd there based on the way we know the drafts go. But right in this league, there's a very good chance by the time it gets back to us, Trevion, Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, RJ Harvey, James Conner could all be gone. Chuba Hubbard will probably be gone by the time we pick again. That's how quick they go in this league. Now that I've said that, this will be the league where all of those guys come back to us. And, it happens like that sometimes, but I'm just playing the odds, man. This is really good. We've got Jackson Smith. We've got T. Higgins, because I know you want T more, and I'm fine. And one of them just went. It was Kenneth Walker, to a guy that started with 4 running backs. This is what we're saying, guys. Know your room, know your league. This guy started his draft with 4 running backs. There goes JSN, but we still have T. Higgins, T-Mac, and then we've got Devontae Adams. And then we've got
Mike Evans. Yeah. More and more with Evans, man. I got ranked him. I got my week 1 rankings coming out for you guys on Monday. I think he's my wide receiver 10 for week 1. I mean, that even feels a little bit low.
Less worried about his quarterback, basically.
Yeah. So Mike Evans is still ball. I know, hey, if you want to take the age discount with JSN, I get it. And I have him ranked, around the same too, but hopefully we can get T. Higgins or Mike Evans. But again, even this next tier of guys, not too shabby as well. See what I hate waivers does here. I also hate waivers, to be clear.
Yeah. So if you can build just a badass team that you don't have to worry about waivers, that's nice.
That's always the goal, right?
The other, the other, okay. There goes T. Higgins. Yeah. What? Hey, I hate waivers. You've had a good draft. How the hell does it take you that long to pick T. Higgins, man? Come on.
Go ahead and click. I've always maintained there should be some sort of ability to reward people who pick quickly. Maybe it's like an extra boost in fab, but I know when we drafted the Kings Classic at the end, it shows like the average draft time per person. I take a lot of pride in almost always being the fastest or at least up there on the podium. So
let's talk about
a favor. I think it's easy.
Yeah, you think it's easy Mike Evans or Tet?
I think it's easy Mike Evans.
Okay. On the team.
With all due respect to T-Mac.
No. Hey, I'm good mixing it up. We've drafted a lot of Tet. So folks are going to be happy. We only have 1 rookie through 4 rounds. It's going to make them feel safe. It's going to make them feel comfortable. It's going to make them feel like, they're setting, it's Christmas time. You're setting by the fire. If you don't have a fire, you at least have a fire on your TV and your dog's laying in front of the fire on the TV.
UR log. Love it.
Yeah. You're just going to feel really good about it. Yeah. You've got the log. Yeah. You've got the UR log going. Nothing like a good Duraflame log, to get the fireplace going. So yeah, Mike Evans there. I like it. And man, send Tet McMillan back to us, guys.
Do it.
Come on, universe. Come on, universe. So we are 1 pick away. I've got RJ Harvey, George Pickens, Jamison Williams, and DK Metcalf in this queue. I like all of these players. I'm excited to draft any one of these players. RJ Harvey, this is further than he normally falls, but we have seen it a couple of times now. So what are you thinking here?
The wide receivers, if we were, and there goes
There goes
RJ
Harvey.
Harvey, so we don't have to even worry about it. So, hey, we've had this conversation, Dwayne, in
Is it
several
Pickens
drafts
time
now
since we don't have Lamb? Because we've had to take JMO over Pickens.
because of that.
Or
I think I have Pickens ranked higher straight up. Let me see exactly where I do have it. Ian, I forget sometimes. God, they're right next to each
they're
other.
in a
I do
tier.
have
That's
JMO.
why you
Yeah,
forget.
they're in a tier. Look, the Lions, they got Jahmyr Gibbs, they got Demont. There could be a situation, Dwayne. You have the great stat about how the Steelers are basically projected to have 2 fewer games than another team this year when it comes to pass attempts. I don't think it's going to be that extreme from Detroit to Dallas, but Pickens could have an extra 40 targets over JMO this year.
Yeah, I think it's possible. I mean, JMO could take the step forward, but Pickens, I think, is in for a big year. Let's take him. We've got more JMO. If we look at our exposures,
Cool.
we have them ranked next to each other. I think that alone says
George Pickens.
Pickens, who I just took. And we talk about people taking too long, and we just went down to the end. But you know what? Recording a show and talking it through. So
Appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, whether it's our YouTube recording or on the Fantasy Life Show, always a great day to be great in these streets. First 5 rounds, Christian McCaffrey, Nico Collins, Travion Henderson, Mike Evans, and George Pickens. Again, love being able to get our 2 running backs inside the first 3 to 4 rounds, which allows us to really take advantage of this wide receiver tier. Because again, you guys just heard Dwayne and I talking through JMO versus Pickens. We could have taken JMO, Dwayne. I wouldn't feel any differently about this team. Now, and a short couple of weeks or months, maybe that will prove to be a bad statement there. And we did make a major mistake. So again, we're not going to hit all these player types and, just ranks exactly correct. Maybe this is the year we do, in fact, do that. That'll be pretty sweet. But more than anything, man, it's leaving these darts open for us. Because again, having RJ Harvey there would have been cool. Okay. I'm with you. That would have been nice. You know what I'm not doing though, Dwayne, is reaching for David Montgomery or Isaiah Pacheco,
right.
or even the legend Bill Krosky Merritt at this point, when we still have these legit potential upside wide receiver 2s on the board.
Yep. On this one, would you rather take Pearsall than Igbuka since we have Evans, or do you want to build a Bucks stack?
Thoughts on Jalen Waddle?
That's our. I've got Waddle in the Q2, but I think I thought you were more on Pearsall now, and you got me over to Pearsall. They're in the same tier.
Yeah.
The guys, Igbuka, Waddle, Pearsall, Pacheco just went. It's 1 pick away from us. I am happy with all of these players, to be honest. So I'll leave this call to you. Which one do you like?
Ooh. We already have Mike Evans. Now,
my vote is Pearsall. I'll put it out there, but I'm leaving it to you.
Yeah. This could be a very consolidated passing attack. Hey, last year, Godwin, wide receiver 2, weeks 1 through 7. Evans was still top 15 in his own right. I do struggle to get past just how rough Jalen Waddle was last year. Maybe there's an injury we didn't know about, but man, even once Tua came back, at least Tyreek did get back to those low end wide receiver 2 numbers. Waddle really continued to do a whole lot of nothing. So,
yeah, I think Waddle's still been good 3 out of 4 years. We're probably fine.
You know what? I have Ricky Pearsall ranked 2 spots ahead of Jalen Waddle. Let's go, Ricky.
And we have not taken Pearsall over here, so I think this is the smart pick. So I think that's a good tiebreaker as well. I just checked our exposure. We do not have Slick Rick.
And just the thing, we talked about him versus Jennings throughout a lot of the offseason. I believe our main takeaway was, hey, these guys are going low end wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4. Like, this is a range where, I'm taking, no pun intended, I'm taking some bullets on both these guys. I want to be able to go out and get them. So the fact now that Jawan Jennings has, per John Lynch, he says the calf injury is real, and he says he's also dealing with the contract stuff. I mean, look, do I think Jennings is ultimately out there week 1 in my heart of hearts? I do think it happens, but I'll tell you what, man, just chilling, dealing with the calf injury. I don't think that's exactly helped him rise up the, favor of Brock Purdy. So Ricky Pearsall, obviously drafting him first round with a plan. We saw what he was able to do down the last 2 weeks. I do think there's a little bit of concern, the fact that he was so just giving us nothing, in the weeks before that. But, a lot of smart people in our industry, Dwayne, the Matt Harmons of the world, also very much on Ricky Pearsall. I think in the middle of round 6, he's more than worthy of a pick.
And the beauty here is, here's the cue. I think one of these is coming back. Emeka Egbuka, Matthew Golden, Romo Dunze, Zay Flowers, Debo Samuels, Chris Olave, Rashee Rice on this team.
This
Rashee
would
Rice on this
be
team would
the team.
be spicy AF, as the kids say.
As we've talked about, again, could be wrong. I get the argument that just take your lumps for Rashee Rice, get him on the squad in round 5. Okay. For me, someone that's
Which
not
we've done.
quite as willing.
Well, we
For
took
sure.
it in 6. We took it in 6.
Yeah. I'm not quite as willing to embrace that risk super often. When I am, I want to have my spots pretty much filled. And that's what we have right now. Okay. Christian McCaffrey, Trayvon Henderson, our RBs are good. Nico Collins, Mike Evans holding down the wide receiver spots. We have 2 flexes, and they are filled right now by George Pickens and Ricky Pearsall. So Rashee Rice, man, yeah, come back. He will. He'll be there in week 7 now. It's not going to be during the playoffs. We also don't have to worry about more than a bye or 2 potentially in weeks 5 and 6 as we're dealing with this. So I would say, Dwayne, with this build, unless Mr. Emeka happens to fall, man, I would be very interested in Rashee Rice.
It's 1 pick away from us. I think the order is Rashee Rice and Matthew Golden. And you tell me, what do you think?
I agree.
Tyrone Tracy is also gone.
With this build, we have our wide receivers, we have our running backs, even our flexes are filled up. Rashee Rice is a fun lottery ticket. We got the news today where
Not even a lottery ticket. It's a we just have to make it through the first part of the year ticket, and then we get to ride the freaking freight train from hell straight to the top of the ranks.
And again, it could have been 4 games. I'm not saying today's ruling was just the best possible run out, but man, it's the first 6 weeks. That was the big concern. It was that this process gets dragged out, becomes the Ezekiel Elliott situation. The suspension hits in the second half. This could have been, I would say, Dwayne, a lot worse.
And the other thing that we like Rashid Shaheed later. You know, don't get me wrong, like Matthew Golden sitting here. Yeah, this is Rashee Rice. Boom, done. Come on.
Let's go. Let's go.
Come down. Come on down. Yeah.
Make yourself comfy for a while.
So now we have Rashee Rice, who, if he is not suspended, when he's healthy, points per game would have been a round 2 pick. So we got Christian McCaffrey, who's a round 1 pick. Nico Collins, who should be a round 1 pick. Rashee Rice, who should be a round 2 pick.
I thought you were going to keep going with Travion Henderson. Round 1.
Travion Henderson, which should be the 101. No.
So, Dwayne, we're up in 2 picks here. We have 5 wide receivers. Yes, Rashee Rice could be missing the first 6 weeks, so we still want to be ready for that. 2 running backs. There is not a running back on the board I am overly enthused with. I also think we can wait at quarterback for the time being. So Tyler Warren is the obvious choice who we like.
Got him in the queue.
That said, if we miss on Tyler Warren and get a wide receiver, we're not guaranteed necessarily to get Mark Andrews coming back, but we could. And that wouldn't be a bad consolation prize if there's a wide receiver you want.
Agree. I don't think there is a wide receiver that's worth it. And the only reason I say is it would be Chris Olave, in my opinion. But the challenge is, I think you and I honestly feel pretty. We have Olave above, but I think we feel kind of similar about Olave versus Shaheed.
I have a hard time clicking on Olave, man. Shaheed, a couple rounds later, feels so much better.
Yeah, and I've mixed it up, because I do think Olave is a very talented wide receiver.
I think he's better than Shaheed.
And there he goes.
He's really damn good too.
We don't have to worry about it. So we're going to take Tyler Warren.
Hey, we're showing the people a draft, and it would not be a Dwayne draft without the skeleton key to 2025 drafts. Mr. Tyler Warren, come on down, Dwayne. Let's go.
Yeah, man. And look, again, I'm okay even if this is wrong in round 8. I just think I want it to be right, obviously, but Tyler Warren is the kind of bet you want to make because he's got the underlying talent that when things break his way, he can actually be the guy that we're like, oh man, this guy's actually pretty close to George Kittle and Trey McBride. He's a similar underneath target to Trey McBride, and Brock Bowers gets a lot of looks whenever the defense is basically playing this, over coverage. He's playing under, he's getting his routes underneath it. So I've talked about it many times. People are probably sick of hearing me saying it, but you might be listening to this for the first time. But Shane Steichen's offense, since he's taken over for the Colts, ranks number 1 in RPOs. And it's one of the top 3 in play action. So those things are designed to create space for a player like Tyler Warren. The good news, as bad as the quarterbacks are, you can execute the RPO offense with both of them. Both of them are good enough as runners to create this little bit of a gravitational pull on the defense where they have to respect Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones scrambling, or keeping the ball, right? And the run pass option, they take the run option. So yeah, man. And the guy's really great after the catch. So I think he's going to get the easiest targets in the offense. It's a little bit crowded, but it won't surprise me at all if Tyler Warren leads the team in targets this year. And guys, we like Josh Downs and we like Michael Pittman Jr. just went off the board. So we like these other players too. I just think Tyler Warren, I think he has a shot, like in his best outcome, like he could have like 80 catches, as a rookie, just because of the kind of looks he's going to get.
It's very much on the table. And that was actually one of the takeaways that Ben Solak had from traveling around in some various training camps. And basically the coaches literally cited the Brock Bowers, receptions and targets, and weren't, obviously the coaches are going to be saying good things about Tyler Warren. But again, when you have that just talk coming out about them thinking he could lead the freaking position and catches. And then Dwayne, we also see actually in the preseason, him getting fed, him not leaving the field. Again, it's been that constant drumbeat, if you will, being backed up by what we're seeing on the field. And again, feeling very, very good about Tyler Warren in this range.
Coming back to us, I kind of feel like we go receiver one more time, unless there's a running back that you see here. I
don't see a running back, and I see the wide receivers about to drop off a freaking mountain.
Yeah, that's what I see. We're aligned.
Do we say F team chemistry and look at Jordan Addison?
No, I don't think so, because I'm with you, but I don't think so with Rashee Rice. I think that we need to take. It'd be one thing if Jaden Reed and these other guys weren't there. Like, we can't take Josh Downs because we've got Cooper Kupp was the option. So that's the one I really wanted. But Jaden Reed is the backup plan. If he's here. If he's gone, then it gets dicey. I could allow
two Colts.
Well, no, I think if
I'm
he's
with you.
gone, I think it's Rashid Shaheed or Keon Coleman. Ian finally getting to scratch his Keon Coleman itch.
Wow. What a time to be alive.
Yeah, but I'm putting you in a really tough spot because if Jaden Reed's gone, you've got to pick between him and Rashid Shaheed. I don't even know if you're capable of making that choice.
So, okay, the only thing with Addison, man, it's 3 games.
I know, dude, but we have Rashid
Evans, Nico. I hear you, but
I know. I'm just.
We would literally need one of them to get injured to feel bad about it.
I would rather not. And here's why. Jaden Reed graded out just as high as Jordan Addison in the breakout model. Jaden Reed graded out as basically in the same range as JSN.
I love Jaden Reed. His foot is actively hurting a lot.
Yeah. But they say he
did return to practice. Still can't run routes pain-free. He says week 1 still uncertain, but significant step returning to practice. I'm going to give you this one.
I mean, if you really want Jordan Addison, I'm willing to. I know it's going to put us in a bind later.
When though? In week 3?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't like taking Addison when we have Rashee Rice.
Okay.
I feel like we have Jordan Addison and Jaden Reed like one spot apart from each other.
Let's take Jaden Reed then.
All right.
I do love me some Jaden Reed. I don't love the foot issue, but
it's a tiebreaker, man. Like again, yeah. I mean, God, I hope he's not like hurt.
I will say, adding Adam Thielen doesn't help.
No, it doesn't help at all.
I'm more worried about him than Ty Felton or Jalen.
Yeah,
Naylor.
Adam Thielen's going to get some targets. No one's going to want to hear that, but he's gonna.
That's what he did in Carolina.
Yeah.
We have pounded wide receivers since getting Christian McCaffrey and Travion Henderson in rounds 1 and 3. Dip back to get Dwayne's guy. And, by default, my guy as well. Tyler Warren in round 8. Now we are most likely going to be targeting a running back, but we'll be interested to see what goes on here. Right now, Dwayne, we are thinking Bashaw Tootin basically as the cheapest member of a still uncertain backfield. And it's also a good point. It's also a good advantage for us where we have CMC, we have Henderson. We don't need to worry about that RB spot. We are taking someone just hoping for upside at some point.
Every team to our left has a tight end. There is a chance that they all pass Loveland.
That's the other one,
which is kind of an amazing value right now. It's Tootin, Rashid Shaheed, and Loveland. There went Keenan. So I think we take Tootin here. I don't think Tootin's coming back.
We need another running back. Let's go Bashaw Tootin. Cool.
Right, we got him.
Now, one of Loveland or Shaheed would be very awesome.
Oh my God. That's what we want. Even Tucker Kraft.
So one pick away.
Loveland, we never see this far. It also opens up another quarterback stack for us because our Dak one just got taken.
Yep.
It opens us up for now. There's 2 teams behind us that don't. There goes Loveland, 1 pick in front of us. I think we take Rashid Shaheed though.
Let's take Rashid Shaheed
because there's Caleb Williams, Justin Fields, Drake May, and Brock Purdy all available. 2 teams behind us need a quarterback. 1 team already has 2. Now 1 team does have Kyler. They could double tap. So I think it's Caleb Williams or Rashid Shaheed.
I feel good enough about pushing it to go Rashid Shaheed.
Agree. On the team.
If we get one of Caleb, Fields, May, or Purdy, I am fine with that decision.
Yep.
And even if we don't, it'd be cooler if we did. Don't get me wrong. But again, guys, it's this QB tier that is so long that has me willing to make decisions like that, to go ahead and get a wide receiver that we truly like. And it's honestly the last wide receiver that we can feel actually like, man, Rashid Shaheed, man, if he booms, turns in a upside wide receiver 3 season, I'd be like, yeah, he's a baller. It makes sense.
Yep.
I know Spencer Rattler isn't ideal, and that's fair. But round 11, Rashid Shaheed, come on, guys. Give me that 8 days of the week. It's round 12, and your sleeper RB is still on the board, but your cooler, it's empty. Unacceptable. But hey, now you've got 2 choices. You can leave and miss the pick of the season, or head on over to GoPuff, where in as fast as 15 minutes, your beer and snacks are at your door and you're back on the clock. And even better, you get 60% off your first order with code FANTASYLIFE60. If you check out the GoPuff app, they're only going to offer you 50%. Not us, not here, not now. Code FANTASYLIFE60 for 60% off. And again, do want to shout out GoPuff for really, in a lot of locations, guys, being open 24/7. They are often up as late as you are. So again, GoPuff, Fantasy Life 60 for 60% off, beer, snacks, all that goodness, only at GoPuff. Is there a player that you want that you'd be willing to run one more round?
Dylan Sampson.
Same.
We need a running back.
That's the guy. I don't see another running back that I would do that for.
Yeah, you could maybe talk me into
Damian Pierce. Oh. We said different.
Pierce, I'm going to put on the list, though. The thing is with Pierce, I wonder if we're overdrafting him because so many people are in the Woody Marks club. And we should honestly draft some Woody Marks, too. Like, if we're, like, we can't just pretend we know everything. That kind of thing.
I don't want a helmet scout, but that goes Purdy. I don't want a helmet scout, but Woody Marks does seem to have that similar Marshawn Lloyd, explosive pass catching back profile. Lloyd a little thicker, but okay.
Purdy gone.
One more pick. Purdy could have been our quarterback there, but with him gone, we are looking.
There's only 2 left.
Pass.
It's going to be really hard. It's Justin Fields or Drake May. Now, I will say, I think Trevor Lawrence is essentially in the same tier. I really do. I know I have a tier line drawn there, but I am confident enough in Trevor Lawrence. And then also being able to add a J.J. McCarthy. You've talked about liking Justin Herbert. I think if Dylan Sampson's here, I'm willing to buy a ticket to ride like one more round. We could see the Dak Prescott guy double tap. What do you think?
I think the fact that we have 5 teams between us and 3 of them are Lamar, Allen, and Daniels. You can't assume rational drafting necessarily, but if there were 3 teams that do not need a double tap, it would be them. So
And I think the other thing is, how sad are you really if we have to take
I'm not.
Trevor Lawrence over Fields or May?
I'm not. Or
Me
we get
either.
Lawrence and then Justin Herbert or JJ or
Yeah,
dude,
let's take Dylan
Jared Goff in round 14. Okay. I know we don't love his ceiling upside, but man, yeah, Dylan Sampson. Let's go.
on the squad.
It is funny seeing the difference in Jared Goff ADP on like ESPN and CBS. I forget.
No
I think
one
it's
wants him
Yahoo. Like
there.
one of those sites, he was legit going as QBA forever.
ESPN had him way too high. I
Forever.
don't know how that. The ESPN, it was astronomical.
He finished, I think, QB7 fantasy points per game last year, but it was like that was the best
In
version
his
of golf
best season ever.
ever. And that's what he gave
Won't
us. I
repeat
don't
it.
love that. I don't love
Me
that. But
neither.
I will say, Dwayne, again, beggars can't be choosers round 14 or 15 if we do
I'm
need.
going to tell you guys what's happening right now. A little sneak peek behind the scenes. What Ian is hoping for in his heart of hearts, and he's never going to tell you this, but he's rooting for Justin Fields. He is rooting that one of these other teams take Drake May because he knows I'm going to argue for Drake May, and he just deep in his heart he wants a Justin Fields team, and that's ultimately what just happened. That's why he wanted to take Dylan Sampson. It really had nothing to do. Oh, and the guy took Fields to double stack. We're in trouble. We could be in trouble here, but the Bo Nix guy is the problem as far as May goes. But again, like I said, I'll take Trevor Lawrence right here and not look back.
We do have to eat our vegetables, as the saying goes, at this point. There are no running
He's the archetype, man.
or wide receivers that would make me want to push this again. So I agree.
All right, we got Drake May. Bam.
Let's go. Timeout on golf? No, they end up making the pick.
Yeah, but I didn't know if it was for sure, so I wanted to make sure. So party trick, guys. If the player in front of you does timeout and you know your pick for sure, do not wait 1 second because the commissioner is going to ask them if they want to bring that pick back. And if there's a value there that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I just got this, then you want to have it already down because they won't take your pick away. They will go back and say, okay, you can pick again, but you can't have Drake May. Yep. So just quick tip of the trade.
Love that. Through 13 rounds, we finally have our quarterback, the latest team to pick our first quarterback, and Drake May. Had to sweat a little bit getting back to us. Would have been between Drake May and Fields, but I think we would have had to go with the Patriots' second-year signal caller at the end of the day. For running back, CMC round 1, Travion Henderson round 3, Bashal Tuden and Dylan Sampson in rounds 10 and 12. We got Dwayne's favorite tight end in the universe, Tyler Warren, round 8. Wide receiver room feeling strong. Nico Collins, Mike Evans, George Pickens, Ricky Pearsall, Rashee Rice.
Strong my ass. Rename that elite.
Elite.
When you throw Rashee Rice in there as your wide receiver 2 when he returns, that becomes elite.
Seriously, we're gonna be flexing Mike Evans. Think about there for a second, man. Gonna be feeling good. Literally flexing, man. Mike Evans is a pretty big guy out there. So loving it, man.
Yeah, me too. Really loving it.
Okay, we're on the clock here.
Yeah, we're on the clock. I'm asking you if you want Shipley here, I think is what I'm asking you.
I kind of want
over Trevor Lawrence. All right.
How upset are you?
Because I already took him. Great. I already took him. Because if something happened to Saquon Barkley, Will Shipley can just break wide open. I just said a bad word in the literal 2 minutes that I'm not supposed to say a bad word, which is around our picks. So sorry.
If Will Shipley, like if Saquon Barkley, I love John Legace's, we talk about guys winning the lottery, or John was saying, well, Saquon decides to take a year off to focus on himself. He goes to Thailand and, decides just to get massages all day and, do whatever they do in Thailand. Will Shipley, Dwayne, becomes over here round 4 pick.
Yes. I think he goes ahead of Bill.
For sure. I think DeAndre Swift versus Will Shipley, people are going to talk themselves into that in a freaking day.
Yeah. Yeah. So Will Shipley is one of the best handcuffs on the board, yet I don't know if it's the human resources meme, but I mean, he should be going. He clearly outplayed AJ Dillon. camp reports
Got
are
starters rest.
it's Shipley. He got the starters rest. He got the starters reps in the games. I just, it could all be wrong, but like all we can do is add up all the data points. And they all say Will Shipley is the clear handcuff. Are we saying that AJ Dillon won't get some work? No. Like AJ Dillon probably would get like 35% of the carries, but I think Will Shipley's getting the rest. AJ Dillon might get 40, but I think the main point is Will Shipley's in the lead, and Will Shipley has that archetype we want, that he can stay on the field and pass downs. And he can catch the balls. He can work in the 2-minute offense. I just think there's a lot of positives working for Will Shipley. So, and it's just on a roster where, we took a lot of receivers, and even though we took 2 running backs in the first 3 rounds, we laid off until round 10, and we got Tootin, who we can't put in a lineup right now. We got Dylan Sampson, who we'll probably be able to put in a lineup for 3 or 4 weeks, which is nice. And then now, like, we've got the massive handcuff at a price lesser than Tyler Algier, who went in round 11. At a price lesser than Trey Benson, who, guys, I'm sorry, I'm just not convinced he's more than anything than a handcuff right now. Like, he looks like crap. Trey Benson was decent in the supermodel, but let's be honest. 2 seasons of preseason football, Trey Benson has looked like utter crap. Now, if Trevor goes, do we just take Jordan Love and move on? Or do we pivot?
So the Justin Herbert team, I would imagine, is going to take one.
I think he is too.
This would be the time where Hurts and Burrow teams also look to do it.
There goes Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. All right. We got a little cocky. It's okay. We got Will Shipley.
I think it's Jordan Love.
I'm fine with Jordan Love.
Yeah. And we got Jaden Reed, so
hopefully we get Jordan Love.
Okay, if Jordan Love goes, we just take Kyle Williams as the stack with May, and we just say, hey, well, we're in on May. And we could come back and get a Cam Ward. If that happened, it would be probably Cam Ward and a last round or a Jackson Dart. As okay, we're just gonna hold it and see what happens.
I'm down for
and Bryce Young too. Bryce Young played better at the end of last year, so I don't even know that we have to take Jordan Love here. Did we just talk ourselves out of it? I don't know. Jordan Love's a good player, though. I watched Jordan Love just freaking rip our beloved Dallas Cowboys a new one.
That was great, but we also did this.
It was not great. It was terrible. I know, but it's not happening here, I don't think. I think you got, like, extremely fortunate. Or do you think people are worried about his injury?
Do you think Dameon Pierce or Kyle Williams are worth taking? If you do, I would be okay with it. I'm also very fine with taking Jordan Love.
I think I got you all excited with Jackson Dart, which could still be on this team even if we take Jordan Love, by the way. I think we take Jordan Love. We have Jaden Reed.
We do have Jaden Reed. Jordan Love, come on down.
All right, yeah. And you've said many times that you really think that Jordan Love is probably closer to being in the same tier as Trevor Lawrence. So
I haven't ranked at Trevor Lawrence.
So there you go. So we'll lean into what you say there. If Jordan Love sucks, we'll blame you.
There we go. That's how the world works sometimes, guys. So Jordan Love, again, 1 year removed from ripping Dwayne's heart out there in Jerry World and posting a QB5 finish in terms of fantasy points per game. His rushing tank last year because he literally messed up his knee on that horrible Brazilian turf in week 1 and then pulled his groin halfway through the year where they were freaking Byron Leftwiching him around trying to carry this dude down the field as he was playing through the pain. So, dude, they were doing it. It is a verb, okay? It's 2025. But just, again, I believe in Matt LaFleur. They added Golden to help spruce up the passing attack. Like, yeah, it'd be better if, Watson and Reed and even Wicks were a little bit healthier, but Jordan Love, man, he's 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, well within his potential range of outcomes. To wrap up this lovely real-time sports draft, through 19 rounds, we're looking to add one more guy who, again, we will have to be cutting to get a kicker because we do not draft kickers over here in these streets, but feeling very, very good about the squad, guys. Team 6, Hell's coming with me. Start things off with Christian McCaffrey in round 1. We're beyond thrilled to get Nico Collins in round 2. Took Trayvon Henderson round 3, again, more so as much as someone like Ladd McConkey and even Trey McBride were tempting. We just know how fast running backs fly off here. So when comparing, again, as great as Ladd McConkey was, we just felt like the wide receivers available. The next few rounds were going to be much better than the running
Talk about the running backs that went real quick after Henderson. James Cook,
Exactly.
Breece Hall, James Conner, Alvin Kamara, Chuba Hubbard, Kenneth Walker, all gone before it got back to us. And then right after we picked Mike Evans in round 4, DeAndre Swift went. That's how early these guys go.
So again, the fact that we ended up getting Henderson and Evans versus it would have been Dwain. Like if we were insistent that we need a running back, it would have been like McConkey and Swift or McConkey and Pollard. I will take Henderson and Evans in that scenario. We'll ultimately see how it works out, but I was very okay with making that choice. After Evans, again, what have we been preaching, guys? We love these mid-round wide receivers. Scooped up George Pickens, Ricky Pearsall, and because we had our 2 running back starting spots, our 2 wide receiver starting spots, and our 2 flexes filled, we were willing to roll the dice on Mr. Rashee Rice, who will be joining the squad in week 7. After that, we got Tyler Warren to be our lead tight end, and honestly, only tight end, and we are fine with that because, again, I'm with Dwayne. He does seem like the late round, really player regardless of position you should be targeting this year. Nice little injury discount to Jaden Reed at a point where receivers were beginning to dry up, but oh wait, 2 rounds later, we also got Rashid Shaheed to more or less close out that position. Had to sprinkle in some running backs at this point starting in around 10, and I was actually very pleased with the ones we got. Bashaw Tootin, Dylan Sampson, Wilt Shipley, Damian Pierce, and Kendre Miller, all guys who are clearly the number 2 on their depth chart. In Dylan Sampson's case, he's looking like the starting Browns running back for the time being. And in Damian Pierce's case, maybe he does surprise and yank that job away from Nick Chubb. You may have noticed I have not mentioned a quarterback at this point. That's because we waited until round 13. We were hoping that maybe Brock Purdy or Caleb Williams could have came to us, but at the end of the day, we were comfortable waiting, even pushed it an extra half round when we were between Fields and May, ended up settling with Drake May in round 13. Got Jordan Love in round 15 just as a little bit of insurance there. Dwayne, maybe my favorite draft we've done this year.
Love it. Yeah, absolutely love it. I mean, look, when you get to start with Christian McCaffrey and Nico Collins, like just right there, a very hard combination to pull off. You mentioned that Christian McCaffrey is number 7 in your ranks, and Nico Collins, I think you said, is number 8 in your ranks.
Yep.
I might be the same. I think I have CMC 6 or 7, and Nico 8 or 9. So we essentially got 2 first-round players with our first 2 picks. Trevion, everybody knows how much we love them, but yeah, I think it's a really good team, and it's a great team for Rashee Rice, man. And coming back, getting Jaden Reed was great, but knowing he's slightly unhealthy, getting Shaheed, like honestly, where we got him in round 11, like I thought that was a really sweet pick because now, like if we do have trouble with one of our wide receivers, injuries and stuff happen, like Shaheed, we can plug in to one of those flex spots, and then.
Yep.
Jaden Reed should be healthier too. So we got 2 guys that we can plug in and then eventually get Rashee Rice back in week 6, in week 7. So yeah, man, I love it. We got Tyler Warren on the squad. We waited around 13 to get Drake May, who we have in the same tier as quarterbacks that were going, honestly, in rounds 9 to 11. So I feel like we just got a lot of value, to be honest, on a lot of these players. And again, picking from the middle, man, it's just being able to pick off these values. We could have gone Igbuka instead of Pearsall, but we've gotten quite a bit of Igbuka, and we already had Evans. Yeah, so it was like, oh, do we want to make this a Baker stack? Which I'm not necessarily against, but I liked going Pearsall, diversifying. But I think the key here is like, come week 7. Again, assuming health, Christian McCaffrey, Nico Collins, and Rashee Rice are all in your starting lineup. You have 3, in my opinion, first-round fantasy picks in your lineup.
Like Ted Lasso, Dwayne, when they talk about having 2 aces, we got 3 aces.
Yeah. And we have an option here to go with Troy Franklin or Harold Fannin Jr.
A 4th ace. Let's go Harold Fannin.
You want him over him? Over which one do you think is more? You're just thinking which one's easier to cut.
I mean,
I think Troy Franklin is the 3, but like, okay, I kind of like what you're saying because if Njoku got hurt in practice,
or
we would probably
I don't think we traded, but
we'd find a way to keep Harold Fannin Jr.
Yep.
All right.
We got our late round receiver, Jalen Coker, as it is. So come on down, Harold Fan.
Yeah. Nobody's drafting.
You said it, man, in our last draft briefly, like just what is the difference between Isaiah Likely and Harold Fannin? And the difference is Likely has done it at the NFL level, but man,
Could be
there is.
influence.
And again, the fact that Fannin was already getting some inline reps just tells me that they would be willing to leave him out there all the time. And that man could be very, very, very valuable in an offense that, again, beyond Jerry Jeudy, really doesn't have anyone fully stepping up. So, Dwain, anything else you want to go off your chest?
No, I think great draft. Enjoyed doing it. We will, by the time this comes out, you guys will have the updated draft strategy guide. It'll be on the site.
yeah.
So if you haven't seen it by then, you'll need to go check it out. Just all the tweaks for the week. It's taking what we put out last week and getting you ready for your drafts this weekend. So yeah, check it out, fantasylife.com.
Updated ranks, projections, all that jazz at fantasylife.com as well. Good luck to all of you in your home league drafts. We have enjoyed doing this. Maybe still even have some more to go. A few more tickets here before next week. And again, we do always invite you guys to get in these streets yourselves. Fantasy Life Championship over at Real Time Sports. So for Dwain, I'm Ian. Thanks again for tuning in. And until next time, take care, everybody.